Vibration will come if you make yourself an open vessel. And if you try to be clean enough, if you try hard to be clean enough, an acceptable vessel, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable. And if you fight for that, then you become a clean enough vessel. Try for that all the time.
So that's why you do it. That's why you do.
Lalibela, move away now.
Well, try to be unacceptable. Let the words of my mouth and the meditations that you can't see be acceptable. This is the.
Do you feel that the message is reaching them?
Closer, son. Thank you.
Elect shall dwell with elect, and they shall have diverse habitation. So it was written. So I think this is what I see. Elect shall dwell with elect.
And when you're the vessel and the energy is coming through, you're seeing that you're reaching some
Many are there.
yes.
Because you'll see like minds then. Minds that are doing works of their own.
And in terms of the state of Rastafari, any views on whether there's a rising, or do you see going back to stagnation?
No, the consciousness has taken everything. It's taken everything, all of pop culture.
You see
Peter Tosh, Bob Marley, Bunny Wailer, all the elders were brutalized for speaking the truth. Now, green power, now ital living, now everything that we spoke on the early races paid for is now the world's biggest money index.
But those who founded that movement are not the ones to benefit. It's taken up.
It was for the whole world, you know.
Okay.
It was always for the whole world. It's for the whole world. His Majesty specified that even innovations in technology should be immediately shared concerning utility and making work and life easier.
But you see the people on the bottom still struggling, and the darker
Right,
skin,
because
the more
it
they
isn't.
struggle.
That's right, because that's not being respected as a principle.
So you can have white supremacy come and eat up even ITIL, and now we can certify and label organic, and now people pay more.
Sure. And the people who taught this to you can't afford it.
Right.
Sure, so this is what happens. But it's for the world anyway. The good will benefit the world. But the matter will be that there is a divine circularity, call it whatever word we may, karmic or whatever. So whoever thinks they're gonna escape and get away clean and keep on hurting, this is not the way of a wave. A wave has a trough and a peak. And it must peak. See?
What would you say to Levi if you were to give him one piece of advice that you say? How do you see him being part of a change? How do you see him being part of a consciousness raising?
Well, I'll tell you this quickly. The children being born today are exponentially smarter and more adept than even our generation were as children. So therefore, entirely new fields of enterprise will become available to them because their minds are not as we were. They are much quicker. You can't beat them in a video game, any of them. The adults can't beat them. They are not more adept at using the microprocessors of the world than are the children. Therefore, when you push the evolution of mind, you evolve higher mind. When Levi listens to very strong principle and lyrics from this age, by the time he is halfway my age, he may gather that and then add some. And the world may see something totally different they never heard or saw before.
And they do, yeah.
And infinite is the possibilities in the world. Infinite of mind in each child, in each house. So it's very real. It's not an encouraging pep talk. You know, it's real.
In terms of white supremacy and how white supremacy can heat up all of these things, how do you feel about Rasta? Can a white person be Rasta?
I don't, those things I don't even acknowledge as concepts. First of all, let me make this hilarious for your afternoon, okay? You are a carbon organism. All the world, a Caucasian human being is a carbon organism. Beginning there, it's over. Okay? So, I acknowledge the wrongs that happen in the earth. But this is a solar system. The entirety is called the solar system. There are sun children of the solar system. I don't think it is possible to despise what the sun grows. Indigenous from the soil, attaching us from the ground up. It will outlast because it is like diamond. It is the coal, black in the dead center of the earth. That is calibration of light and power, money, affluence, influence. It's like coal. It's totally black, it's light. It's like oil. It's totally black, it's fire, it's light. Okay? So, these are the realities of existence. To even write a check or a receipt, you go through to the black side at Kinko's or anywhere. You go through the carbon to get to the other side to replicate. Notice these practices on earth, and they give you a confidence. Now, were I to state for you the demographics of the earth right now concerning population, you would be more convinced than ever that I am correct. Every nation is in birth rate decline. An extreme birth rate decline. So the immigrant issue can be approached from a blood infusion subtlety, as the serpent was the subtlest of the beasts of the field, if you understand. So yeah, the people may do what they wish and choose which they think is good, but the earth will show the numbers, the demographics, procreation, survival. Just the other day it was population explosion. After being told matter cannot be created nor destroyed. Matter is exploding exponentially and there's going to be overpopulation. Does not match your scientific at all. This kind of mind, I am aware, is not even, it has not even been touched to approach. Where would the more mass be coming from? So, my sister, we are not rattled too much by the political machinations of earth. Look at the facts on earth, the demographics of earth, the infusion of cultures upon earth, simply for goodness sake, because it is good. We learn to eat this way. We learned of other cultures and countries. So these things will happen. Now His Majesty talks specifically about where the time-space continuum is breached. When you no longer take 6 months to get by ocean voyage to another country and hear the news of what has transpired there. Okay? It's going to be immediate. So the infusing of all information into implementation as everyday life, that's what you're living in right now. So do you know what they call that? Culture war. But they claim that the culture war is over. But when it becomes world culture war, then what? On Facebook. You understand? So to be worried and shaky about the things that are happening here, it will have to be very unaware of what's really happening here.
What is really happening?
Yeah, what are the true numbers here? What are the true demographics of Earth? What's happening? What's falling and what's rising? You know, what is the ascent and what is the descent? What is the inclined plane and who's coming down and what's going up? These are the matters that make you not so shaky. You
Your
stand
silence
strong,
increase.
you stand firm,
Yes.
you become quiet.
But in the increasing of your silence, there is still the space of an overly controversy that is now the matter. Can Caucasian beings be qualified as Rastafarians?
Caucasian beings?
Yes.
He says we're carbon beings.
We are carbon beings.
So
Period.
if we're carbon beings, then
There is
then
no
it's-
discussion.
But there's a mindset. So
Oh, let's go.
mindset in it.
Well, let's go a step further. You are 98.6 degrees equatorial heat in your veins. If you are an Eskimo in Siberia in an igloo, you are 98.6 degrees equatorial heat bush tea in your veins. According to higher education, all people came from Central Rift Valley, Oladuvi Gorge, Omo Basin, Ethiopia, where this is the climactic, all of the earth. And no matter where we have been dispersed to, this is the body temperature of all the earth.
And yet a mindset came along that said to separate, right? So now we are no longer the earth. Now we can own earth. Now gender different. Now break up and break up and break up. Age, break up, divide and conquer. So this mindset still is playing an incredible role on the planet in terms of the destruction of the planet. And even if we say overpopulation is a myth, we can't say that the destructive force is a myth. Maybe you could say it's the flip side of creation.
Mrs. Star, polarity exists in permanency. There's east, there's west, there's up, there's down, there's over, there's under, there's hot, there's cold.
So there's no
They are
good and
the
bad in
extremes. They are the extremes in. Let me show to you definitively. I like the four instances, I do. SIX says 6. The same word says XIS, exists. In 6 days, Jah made heaven and earth, and he rested on the 7th. Whether or not you agree, disagree, you're a secular humanist, you do not accept any religion of any kind, this is what you inadvertently say every day. 6 exists. Sex, XES, excess. Noel is the king of Israel, Leon, Leon. Lion is the king of Israel. Noel. In the inverse law. I'm saying to you, Zion is noise. Zionnoiz. I'm saying to you, the extremities and the polarities exist in permanency. They're visitable, they're tangible. Choose one. This is what we get as humans. Choose the ugly, and the sequences which follow the consequences, which follow the sequences, go into play. Follow the good, goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the presence, in the house, forever.
So you have come through a radical transformation. I don't mean thinking, but something about you has shifted from even in the last year. Something is going on that's just, your energy is changing, yes?
We have no choice. We have no choice. This is not a matter of what I choose, anything.
So the energy that's coming through you though, does it feel any different or?
The whole world know. Do you hear this being said in the middle of the country? The standing silent majority? Those are the people who recognize and cognize that something is out of order. I do not agree. I do not know how to fix it, but I will not go along. Okay? So they're searching. They're here tonight.
What's their agenda?
Just to make good. A lot of people, Ecclesiastes prove it in the Bible again. Why? Because Solomon was preacher in Jerusalem, great man. Anything, affluence, power, influence, prestige, money, anything you say, he had it all. He said, I was king in Jerusalem, I withhold nothing from me that my eyes could behold, yet I found all was vanity and vexation of spirit. in the conclusion of the matter, love John do good. The people here can do that without a lot of information and history.